Hey guys, it's Prometheum5 here, coming back to CollectionDX with another Iron Man review because what else would I be doing? Today we're looking at Comicave's 1/12 scale diecast Igor. This is the Mark 38 suit from Iron Man 3, which debuted obviously zillions and zillions of Iron Mans that everybody has jumped at the chance to make toys from. Comicave's kind of a weird one. They actually purchased Play Imaginative a year or so back when that company went out of business. You might remember from all the news posts and things on the site that Play Imaginative was they were trying to make a huge, ambitious, high-end diecast line. They were trying to do, and actually displayed resin prototypes at a couple Comic-Cons. They were shooting to do every Iron Man armor up through Iron Man 3, so all 42 marks in 1/4 scale diecast, as well as a 1/12 scale, so a 6-inch sized set of diecast figures with every suit and all the bad guys and the drones from Iron Man 2 and Whiplash's armor. So they wanted to do every Iron Man thing ever in hundreds of dollars each diecast figures. They previously had shipped a diecast 1/6 scale Batman figure and a Superman figure that people were kind of on, and then they solicited pre-orders for a $600 18-inch scale Iron Man, and obviously never delivered. They had like retail stores and stuff overseas, I guess. They were trying to be this whole big thing, basically never delivered any products, and shit the bed. So Comicave seems to have bought them up and straightened things out, and they've actually shipped products, which I assumed would never happen. So I was pretty excited to see that this toy existed and be able to get my hands on one to check it out, because it actually turned out kind of amazing. I definitely didn't expect anything involved with Play Imaginative after what happened, but Comicave seems to have salvaged the best parts of what they were doing and delivered in a way that I really was not expecting. So Igor here, the Mark 38, stands about 9 inches tall in 1/12 scale. So he's scaled to a 6-inch figure. Here's the Bandai SH Figuarts Iron Man Mark 42 for comparison. So you can see that Igor is a big boy, but he's not a ridiculously sized toy. I actually also own the Hot Toys figure, which is obviously a gigantic, hulking behemoth of a toy that there's no room in anybody's house ever for. I'm glad to have it, and it looks cool, but it is a ridiculous thing to own. This is something a little more manageable. People could actually own this. I think it retails for about $180, somewhere around there. It's less than $200, which I'm honestly surprised by for the quality of it. So this figure, as advertised on the box, is, let's see here, 75% die-cast metal, and I can tell you this thing weighs a ton. It's dense and heavy and chunky and all things I like to see. Basically everything feels like metal on the outside of the toy. There certainly are plastic details and things, but it really is mostly metal, which is insane. And it's super solidly put together. All the joints are nice and clicky. Almost every joint on the toy actually clicks except for a few. It's got ball joints and things in the body. The hips actually pull down so you can get extra articulation there. It's got nice joints in the knees. The ankles actually pull down for extra articulation. You can get a lot of movement out of the ankles, and the armor panel kind of slides out of the way. It's got just a really good range of motion for a really bulky design. I actually found when I was shooting my photos for review that it's a little bit more posable than the Hot Toys figure, which kind of makes sense because you can, it's a lot easier to balance than the Hot Toys figure is, just due to the fact that it's not so tall, and it also has the Hot Toys figure has really severe ratcheting joints kind of all over, which is good because you need the stability, but it does kind of limit the minutiae of the poses. This has more, everything's nice and tight, but like the knees and the hips are ratcheted joints. They're just very snug, so you can kind of hone in the pose a little better to get the balance right. I really dig this thing. It's got a super nice finish on it. The paint is really sharp. It's got a nice like glossy blue. The Hot Toys figure is more of a metallic blue. I'm not quite sure which is more accurate to the film, but both certainly look good. And it's got, you know, a lot of weathering because the Igor suit is supposed to be like some kind of construction suit, so it's pretty cheesed up with, you know, rust and paint chipping and all sorts of you know, distress and stuff on it, and it's all applied with a sponge and stuff. It's pretty convincing. The balance on this toy is really good. Like I said, because it's so heavy, it settles, you know, when you get it into a pose. So that's nice. It has a couple of light up features, which are pretty cool. The head actually just pulls right off with a ball joint, and then this panel on the head comes off. There's a switch in here to turn on lights for the eyes, which will be more obvious in a second. The panel snaps back on. You stick that guy back on there. There's also a switch hidden on the back, right between the liftgate things, which these things seem to move a little bit, but they don't do much. They can kind of come up and down, like to, you know, brace something, but it's not a ton of movement. These little flaps on the spine also move. They kind of move out of the way, so when you're moving the torso, they don't clip, but they don't do a whole lot. The Hot Toys figure actually made a big deal about showing that they moved on theirs as well. I'm kind of like, whatever, it's not a, you know, critical feature. I usually just brush them up against there. So you can see there's a light in the chest and lights in the eyes. They're nice and white, like all of the Iron Man movie suits have. So he can, you know, look all rough and tough and beat up some robots and stuff. He has, for action features, there's not a ton here, but I do like what's there. He has the arm brace kind of thing actually folds out and slides out. On the Hot Toys figure, this part folds out, but they don't actually slide out. I actually like this a lot better because then you could see this being like a, you know, a heavy brace that he can like get in there so as not to wreck his hand when trying to, you know, move some heavy piece of equipment. He comes with a couple of swappable hands, and that's pretty much it. He's got a set of fully posable hands, which on this giant suit in 1/12 scale come out to about the same size as a 1/6 scale articulated set of hands, and the quality really is comparable as well. I'm really pleased with these hands. They're nice and tight. They come off with a ball joint. All the fingers obviously, you know, move and do all the important things. You can do as you do. The other hands include these kind of clenched fists, which I'm not crazy about. They're a little awkward looking. I'm not really sure what he's supposed to be doing. And then there's just you know, regular fist. I like to have one articulated hand and one fist on because the clenched, the proper fixed pose fists are a little tighter and more convincing than putting the posable hand in a fist. The posable hand actually has a little more room to the wrist as well, so you can get it in more of a flat, kind of like cautionary pose. One of the things I really like about this guy is that he can do a super badass crouching pose thanks to the range of motion in the hips and stuff and the torso. This guy is just a freaking beast. Way more articulation than I would have expected. And I mean, more articulation than the suit probably deserves, but just really terrific fit and finish. This is a really, you know, high-end piece that feels like a high-end toy. So I'm way into that. Definitely better than I was expecting. All of a full, you know, text and photo review up on the site with lots and lots of comparison photos, a couple of nice shots with some other 6-inch figures like the you know, the Fig Arts, Mark 42 and Iron Patriot doing some dirt, and a couple shots comparing it to the Hot Toys Igor, just for fun. I mean, that toy's 3 times the size, but well, technically twice, I guess, but it's just enormous compared to it. But that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is just really terrific. I had pretty much written off anything related to Play Imaginative, but seeing this, I'm thinking about going and picking up the other 6-inch scale Iron Mans as they come out. I don't care about the quarter scale stuff. That's not really for me. I don't know if they're quarter or 1/3 scale. They might be 1/3, which is even bigger. They're like $600-700 a pop, which is stupid. So I don't care about that. But for the 6-inch stuff, I'll definitely check out the other ones because it looks like Comicave is actually starting with some suits that otherwise haven't gotten figures, like the I think the shotgun or the sneak. I get some of them mixed up, but they're doing a suit that doesn't otherwise have a figure yet, so I'm pretty stoked on that. I will definitely. I don't know if I need like another, Mark 42 or anything, but I'll be curious to see how the rest of those come out. Yeah, so this is Comicave's diecast Iron Man Mark 38 Igor heavy construction suit. As listed on the box, it's 75% diecast, which is insane, and it's a really, really, really nice toy. Definitely a nice surprise, but like also just, even if it wasn't something I had no expectations of, this would be impressing me. I'm way into it. Yeah, so you can pick this up now from all the regular retailers. We'll have an affiliate link in the review, so thanks for the sample. So yeah, this has been Prometheum 5, reporting to you on some more Iron Man action. Thanks for watching. You can like, comment, and subscribe below. You know all that. Make it happen. Thanks. Bye.